Most people try and solve all their problems from the couch. They'll sit there and try and just fast forward all the perfect solutions, A, B, C, and D. And, how do you reconcile the fact that I'm trying to get people to do something instead of nothing? And the something ends up usually being a tactic. Is it okay to do a tactic first, realize that you're excited about these tactics, and then press pause and say, okay, let me zoom out and say, what am I doing here? Or do we always need to be thoughtful and start with the first step first? Like, reconcile those things for me.
Okay, so you need a craft and you need a skill. Okay. And you can develop your craft and you can develop your skill without getting paid for it. And so we need to be busy all the time getting better at our craft and our skill. But it doesn't make sense to do mediocre crap work for mediocre clients we don't want more of just because we don't have anything else booked for Tuesday. That if we can have the guts to say, I'd rather work on my own or do charity work for the zoo or the local nonprofit for free than take this mediocre client on Tuesday, we have just put ourselves on the hook, on the spot. Because we said, look, I'm only going to get this Tuesday once. And I have a bar. And if you're not above the bar, I'm going to pay myself to work on Tuesday. Because I need to be able to say no to people. If you're not saying no to people, then you don't stand for anything.
There's a phrase, you're either working in the business or on the business. And is it fair that strategy is working on the business and doing social media posts and doing your craft is working in the business? Would you make that distinction?
Yes, that's a great distinction. It's the single best page in the book, The E-Myth Revisited. And what he means by this
I'm looking for it while you're talking.
When you work on the business, you are being the consultant, the board of directors, the CEO. You are figuring out the structures so that your best employee doesn't waste her time. When you're working in the business, you're the best employee doing your job. And as someone who's been a freelancer off and on for 40 years, particularly when times are tough, we find ourselves leaning in to working in the business as much as we possibly can, thinking that's going to solve the problem. But 10 minutes of working on the business can be transformative, because in those 10 minutes, you can say, you know what? I don't need to keep writing mediocre copy. I'm just going to hire Claude.ai to do it for me. And I just save myself an hour a day, which I'm going to go spend doing something hard, right? That decision is not easy to make because you're feeling stressed and you just want to do something all day to keep up. But the short version of this is a lot of people listening to this want to have a job without a boss. And if that's what you signed up for, I have to inform you, you probably have a really, really lousy boss. Someone who wakes you up in the middle of the night and says you're not doing a good job, somebody who's undermining you, somebody who doesn't appreciate you, and it's you. So you should probably get a better boss, someone who you deserve.